Okay. So I just wanted to announce charges that we filed just about 2 hours ago. We filed assault first degree and armed criminal action charges against Larry Tomlinson. I'll briefly go over the facts of the case, and then we'll save some time for questions, and I'll do my best to answer those. St. Charles City Police responded to a Target parking lot right around noon yesterday morning, and there was a report of a shooting that had taken place in the parking lot. The investigation revealed, first of all, the victim was observed lying between two cars, one of which was his work vehicle and another was just another customer's vehicle there. He suffered from a gunshot wound. The investigation revealed that Mr. Tomlinson was also a customer in the parking lot. He was approaching the store. Our victim was a driver of a delivery truck, and the delivery truck was parked in this disabled parking spot just before the entrance to the store. Mr. Tomlinson took issue with the fact that this delivery truck was parked there illegally. Not long after that, he observed, first of all, he took a picture of the vehicle in the spot, and he posted that on social media. Not long after that, he observed the victim, the driver of this delivery truck, exit the store. Mr. Tomlinson approached the driver and had a camera in his face, and he indicated that he was filming him. The driver brushed him aside at first. Mr. Tomlinson then came back and struck the victim in the face with a closed fist. At this point, it's unclear exactly what happened, but they both ended up on the ground. There was a physical struggle on the ground. The victim was able to gain some leverage, so to speak. He was standing behind Mr. Tomlinson while Tomlinson was seated on the ground but upright. As the victim sort of pushed himself up, he observed there was a pistol in Mr. Tomlinson's waistband. At this point, the victim began to immediately take slow steps backwards, about 4 or 5 steps backwards, at which point he turned around and began to run towards his vehicle. It was at this point that surveillance video shows that he was shot in the back by Mr. Tomlinson. Assault first degree obviously is a serious charge. That's what we have now. The victim is in critical condition at a local hospital. He is suffering and will suffer from some permanent injuries. That is without question. We just don't know the extent of those injuries yet. Obviously, it's a terribly tragic situation, and we just hope that it's no more serious than just this serious physical injury right now. So I guess at this point I'll entertain some questions.
So how long was that recording going? Do you have any audio? What does it say?
Don't have audio. It's the surveillance video from the parking lot. So I think it's from the.
Well, that cell phone. Well, how much of that did that capture?
I think it was just a still shot. We have not. I don't think we've had a chance to review the contents of the phone. Okay, so that's something we'll do, of course. So it's unclear. It's really even unclear if he was actually recording him or not. We don't know, but we do know that he did post a picture on social media, which these guys have already gotten.
Tim, this is a lot of rage over a parking spot, and I mean, the Amazon delivery truck maybe shouldn't have been in there. Are there any underlying mental health issues or anything with this suspect or defendant that you're aware of?
I'm not aware of anything to that extent. Obviously, that's something we're going to look into because that's going to be relevant as we progress through the system on this thing. Here's what I can tell you. This guy was somebody who should have known better. He's been through the St. Charles Citizens Police Academy not once but twice. He has his concealed carry permit. So he knows when he's authorized and when he's not authorized to discharge a weapon. So clearly this man knew better. Now, do we think he woke up yesterday morning and decided he wanted to go out and commit a horrific crime? No. But what we can tell so far is this was a terrible, terrible judgment.
So was he an employee of the city of St. Charles with the CERT program? Is that through the city?
He was a volunteer, not an employee.
And does he have a military background?
I don't think we have any confirmation, but we do not believe that he has any military background or law enforcement background for that matter.
If one were to say, what about self-defense, what about his actions eliminates the argument of self-defense?
Everything he did eliminates the arguments about self-defense, and here's what I mean by that. It was very clear. Officers, when they questioned him, they gave him the opportunity to explain in whatever detail he wanted to why he may have felt threatened. There's not one piece of evidence that would show that he could have reasonably felt threatened in that situation. So the discharge of a weapon in the absence of a threat, it's illegal.
And what about when you shoot someone in the back? Does that nullify any chance of self-defense?
It certainly doesn't help any claim for self-defense, I can say that.
Why is that?
Can you talk about the decision between attempted murder and assault? How you decide on that charge?
Assault first degree is attempted murder in Missouri. I mean, it's the same thing. We're not necessarily saying that he attempted to murder the victim, although he showed a clear reckless disregard for human life. That is absolutely obvious. The range of punishment is the same. It's 10 to 30 years. 30 years would be life. Way too early for us to talk about sentencing at this point, but that is the range of punishment.
Do we know if this delivery driver, did they happen to be handicapped themselves, or now, so you said he has permanent damage, what kind of, are we looking at him being maybe wheelchair bound?
We're looking at potential paralysis. Yeah, that's an absolute shame.
Do we know previous to that, though, was he handicapped in any?
No, he was not handicapped in any way, didn't have a handicap tag in his car. I couldn't answer that. I don't know. There was another delivery truck, an Amazon delivery truck driver in the parking lot just a few spots away. You know, why he chose to park in a handicap spot, I don't know, but he got out and was in some sort of communication with the other driver, presumably trying to figure out where their next drop-off location was located.
Well, can you talk about, too, this is a crowded target in the middle of the afternoon. I mean, obviously public security is in question here. Is there any charge that might be related to that, or maybe more that you would hope to push for?
There's no additional charge because of that, but I can tell you that's why this is such a huge deal outside of the fact that this young man was injured and he's going to be injured permanently. Yeah, it's very scary to walk around, you know, citizens in this community. You want to go to Target and not have to think about getting from point A to point B, just get in, get out, get done what you need to get done. This really has people's attention, and this is a big deal, and it's all about responsible gun ownership. We have a lot of rights with guns in this country, especially in this state, but with those rights comes a tremendous amount of responsibility, and this was just senseless.
And can I ask you
on weird medications or anything like that?
Can't answer that at this point, don't know.
There are so many concealed carry or gun owners. What does this case illustrate about the do's and don'ts of if you get into some sort of argument or something with somebody, where does it cross the line?
Well, I think any responsible gun owner is going to tell you this is not okay. People who are gun owners, by and large, 99.9% know the rules. This guy knew the rules, and that's what makes this so senseless. You know, when you have a gun and there's an altercation that ensues, human nature sometimes take over, and that's what causes these situations to become very, very dangerous.
And when someone is fleeing a fight, does that take away the argument that it was in self-defense? Because it looks like the guy was done with whatever fight was going on.
In this particular situation, yes. It absolutely takes away any claim for self-defense.
And can you just reiterate that experience again? It sounded like Mr. Tomlinson punched the driver in the face initially. He was kind of the provoker. I mean, first physical provocation.
Right. From the surveillance video that we've seen, from the witnesses who were there, third-party witnesses, all indications are that Mr. Tomlinson was the initial aggressor, and he's the one that not only instigated but continued this altercation. Anything else?
How
Thanks,
could that
Tim.
have been resolved? How could he have resolved that situation rather than pulling the gun out and firing a bullet into somebody's back?
Besides minding his own business and just going into the store for the reason he came there, you know, anytime you're going to confront somebody, especially today, you don't know if the driver could have been carrying a weapon. You just don't know those sort of things. And those are the precautions that people have to take. They have to realize it's just different today. I don't know why. I wish I could answer that.
He had just made a call to the police and let them know, hey, here's somebody parked illegally in a handicapped parking space.
That's an excellent point. Not only could he have called the police, there was an officer that he had just passed as he pulled into the parking lot. He saw his car parked there, so there was plenty of opportunity for him to do the right thing. and he just chose to do the wrong thing.
Do you know anything about Tomlinson's bio, what he does for a living, where he lives, family?
I don't know, but I know he's familiar to the local officers because he volunteers with some organizations that support law enforcement and firefighters. And by all accounts, he's just a regular supportive guy. So that's another reason why this is so shocking.
Thank you.
Do you know what hospital the victim's at, or
I can't say. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Release.
what social media platform was that photo posted on?
Facebook.
Facebook.
Mhm.
His Facebook page?